Jesus Freak here, and this came up in my favorite Facebook group. Surprisingly, it's not gonna lead to the whole rants about Methodists these days that you tend to see in some of my videos. Now, I identify with Methodism. I've said this before. But first and foremost, I'm a Christian. Now, people say, the name we've always used for us is Christians. Actually, the very first name that we use for ourselves appears in Acts 9:2, and that's almost 3 chapters before the mention of Christian. The actual term that was used at the time was the way, which probably refers to, I am the way, the truth, the life. No one comes to the Father but through me, that Jesus said in the Gospel of John. But that was our original name, the way. And I said, first and foremost, I'm a Christian. I go to a United Methodist Church. I don't consider myself United Methodist. That just happens to be the type of church I'm most comfortable in. My beliefs tend to lean in a very much Wesleyan direction. I said it was modified Wesleyan because my soteriology is slightly different in that I don't believe in the benefits of infant baptism. And in fact, I wouldn't believe in baptizing anyone under the age of 18 for any reason, believing or not believing. Because I treat it as a rite of initiation and a contract with God, and a minor can't sign a contract. But I've said that before. Anyway, I probably consider myself more evangelical than a lot of modern Methodists. I say modern Methodists because, from the beginning, Methodism was all about evangelism, evangelical. John Wesley and George Whitefield, two of the founders, I'll get to that in a second, but they were basically the epitome of evangelicalism. Now, you notice I said, George Whitefield. He tends to be written out of history because he was a Calvinist. Or, what they say. He was very strictly predestination, no free will kind of type. And John Wesley believed that free will existed, but that it defaulted to evil, which is basically the same thing I believe. But they got along. They even worked together sometimes. And yet, Whitefield's chopped liver today. Shame, really. A lot of Methodism, a lot of splinter groups. I'd say probably the vast majority of churches that aren't Catholic, Orthodox, or Episcopalian in the United States have some sort of Methodist roots, even the Reformed ones. So that's where I come from. But I said, I'm a Christian first. My beliefs are modified Wesleyan. My baptism is extra-denominational. It's not a Methodist baptism, although I did have a Methodist baptism 20 years ago. I had that fixed last year. I think I got a video explaining it. But I don't always agree with one church or another. I make it clear, my manual is first and foremost this. Not, for example, something like this or whatever, or that a lot of your or Anglican traditions. This is the Episcopal Church prayer book. Does it influence me? Well, of course, almost every church in the Anglophone world probably has some influence from the Book of Common Prayer. But it doesn't define me. The only thing that defines me is this. Just wanted to clarify that because I know sometimes it might seem that I'm more devoted to the cross and flame than to the cross. But that's not that way. Jesus freak out.